afternoon. This is Veterans Talk. It ain't nothing but a thing. But it's a thing we want you to tune into every Saturday afternoon. I'm Elson McGee, your host, and I'm here with my partner in crime, Tony, brother. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good.
You've been on the road a lot lately.
Yes, I have.
One of the things about being on the road, you get a chance to refresh.
Right.
Get away from the city. And I'm gonna do that. The only time I've been going out of town has been to funerals. My cousin told me that the other day. But today we're here doing, Tony, the same thing we've been trying to do ever since we started the show, is make sense out of a sensitive situation called the plight of veterans in the USA and the USA with the plight of veterans. Now, we can say that because we are actually dealing with that on an ongoing basis. Last Sunday morning, Kenny and Tracy and two young ladies and I was down at the Sloppy Floyd building.
Okay.
That's where the Memorial Garden is. And that is a memorial for all of Georgians that were killed in wars dating back to the World War I. They don't have the names. They just got the memorial monuments there, speaking, but they do have names from Vietnam and Korea.
Okay.
And I was actually summoned to be at one of the dedications of individuals' names to that wall, and that was my best friend who was killed in Vietnam and went to Washington High School. His sister called me and told me when it was dedicated, she said, Elson, I know this is going to be as hard for you as it is for me, but I can't go by myself.
Yeah.
I can't do that by myself, And the truth of the matter, I haven't seen Barbara since that dedication. And that was to Lewis Herman. He's just one of the over 240 young men from our hometown that were killed in Vietnam. And we're getting ready to celebrate these guys in a way that it would never be forgotten. And we just want to shout out to Michael Julian Barnes and the Atlanta City Council and the mayor for giving us this blessing, this opportunity to speak for them. Those that didn't return, Tony. We were there with them. Some people was in Vietnam, some people was over here. But one of the things that we want people to start understanding that the U.S. military is one. It's one single unit. And what makes it so beautiful, it is a picture of this multiracial, multicultural society that we have, which is a democracy. And these young people serve every day like robots.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
I had to say that because I can remember, Tony, how mechanical it become. When I first got there, had my little hair slicked back, man. And, I'm seeing all these different people, but I think about 2 hours after I did, all of us looked alike.
Yeah, exactly.
They done skinned us down, and, took all them excesses off of us and gave us that green uniform.
Yep.
And from that moment on, we start conjugating together in a way that we formed bonds with people that didn't look like us.
Exactly.
With even the same skin color. And when I say bonds, there was some of us got to be closer than brothers. Because that's what the military sort of required of you in order to carry out the mission that you were called to do, which is a humongous mission because it is, a lot of people like to think about the military as a war machine. It's more than a war machine. It is the first responder to natural disasters all over the world. All over the world, the natural disasters. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes we got some man-made disasters that's still taking place, and they call wars and upheavals in nations like Haiti. Is going crazy right now. And somebody needs some help. They need organizing and put back together so that they can take care of all the people.
Yep.
and over in the Middle East, we got our young people there, not participating but watching genocides almost, genocides almost, and we got this terrible political thing going on called a national election that has borderline to be a comic show.
Yep.
You know, a comic show.
Yep.
And it bothers me because, Tony, we were with these guys that made this robotic service. All gave some, but some gave all. It was like, it was over everything. They tell you when you get there, say if you were married, you had a girlfriend, Jody got your girl and gone, so ain't no sense you going home. and Mama done put your stuff on the porch, so you get back there so you get through it. I'm just saying. They gave us something to laugh about, to cry about, but at those young, tender ages, Tony, I mean, I turned 21 in a foxhole in Vietnam.
Yep.
Most of the guys that we are celebrating, Tony, didn't make it to be 21.
Yep. Yep.
And that's why I want everybody that's listening right now to put sonsofAtlanta.org, sonsofAtlanta.org. You can go to sonsofAtlanta.org and do a lot of stuff. You can purchase a brick, which Tony's going to be talking about in a minute, or you can buy a ticket. Now, we got to put that up, but you can pay for your ticket, or you can pay for your table, because we going to do something this year that ain't never been done before in Atlanta. We're going to have an evening under the stars with the Sons of Atlanta. And we are doing this event. The person that's hosting this event, her brother is one of the honorees on the wall.
Yeah.
And this is amazing, Tony, what we're about to do. We're about to go into these communities and lift these guys up in honor that they never got from their community. Never got it.
Yeah.
They got it from their families, because Valerie has celebrated her brother. I met her 15 years ago, and she was already doing it. I haven't got how long she's been doing this. But she would have this gathering in her backyard with family and friends on Memorial Day to celebrate Arthur Bellows Jones. It's a way that we look at our sacrifices, and they are sacrifices too, because Tony, you look at what kind of extraordinary young people these were, and what skills and talents they could have developed that could have made this city better than what it is had they lived. But they gave their life so that we could do this.
Exactly.
So that we could live, so that we could have the rights and the freedoms and the opportunities that this promise in the Pledge of Allegiance that we had to do every day. You know, we had to do it every day. Well, and we knew at the time it wasn't true, but it was a hope.
Yes. Yes.
It better a hope. It gave us a hope. Listen, I'm gonna be this when I get back in. And you know, Tony, we were talking with Marvin Arrington Jr., right? And the truth of the matter, when I went in the military in 1967, there were no black folks on Atlanta City Council or Fulton County Commission. His daddy came in 1969 and started the stuff. That was the year I got back to the world. And they built a city that looks like all of the people in it.
Yeah.
All of the people in it. Got a mayor out of my community. You know, that's amazing, man. You know, that's what these young folks gave us the opportunity to do. So we're going to celebrate them as an evening under the stars with the Sons of Atlanta.
Yep.
And that's us,
Yeah.
you know, Tony. So you know
Yeah.
how we go. How we do it. We done knocked on doors and made them recognize me,
Yeah.
brother. So I want to just thank you again and again. I can't say how much I thank you and I love you for what you have stood by and helped with this project, man. You and Ali, amazing brothers, man.
Yeah.
Amazing Sons of Atlanta. So y'all make me proud of being a Son of Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know.
It was one of those things when I got my start. I came to the Concerned Black Clergy because I was filling in for one of the ministers from Hillside that his wife was having health challenges. And so I stepped up with him And when I heard about the possibility of there being a memorial for Vietnam, I bought into it 100%. I couldn't, it wasn't anything that I wasn't willing to do to make this happen.
Yes.
And so my determination and my believing that this was something that needed to be done and that was going to be done. You know, like I'll repeat what I say before because I believe in it. I bought into the idea that this was a divine inspired project and I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And so here was my opportunity. And so I was going to do everything I could to make it come into fruition, which is we are almost, as they say, on the prejudice of seeing it happen.
Seeing it happen.
Yes.
You know, I was praying, I'm a man of God too. I pray every day, son. Sometimes I get to praising God and thanking him.
Yes.
You know, for giving this vision.
Yes.
You know, for, even thinking enough of me to give this vision and to surround me with people that have accepted the vision as their own.
Yes.
And, I'm going to tell you something. It was and I've seen this in organizations, competition, jealousy. No. I'm going to tell you, it's been an amazing journey with this task force.
Yeah.
It's just been amazing. And think about Sister Joanne. She just come in there and just bought into it like it's hers.
Yes.
Everybody, Kenny, Tracy, all these people just come in and say, I'm sticking with this, man.
Yeah.
This sounds right. It sounds right. Because the Sons of Atlanta, I believe, gave their service so that we could have what we got in America today.
Exactly.
I just believe that. Now, I might be naive, but that's what I believe. That's what I carry around in my heart because I was down with these guys, man, some of these guys. I mean, I served with them. I got to, be personal with them, live in the same barracks with some of them and know what they felt and the kind of excitement they had about their service.
Yeah.
It wasn't, even though all outside the military post was chaos.
Yes.
It was total chaos because the sons of the slave master, the children of the slave master, can't get over the slaves being free and citizens of this country. But we didn't write the Constitution. That was another divinely inspired.
Yes, document. Yes.
So it has evolved to the point that, and I didn't think I would see it in my lifetime, Tony, because we were born in segregation, man.
Yes.
When I went in the military, I came off of Drummond Street, which was Ashford Street at the time, Joseph P. Larry now. Everybody in my community looked like me.
Exactly. Yes.
Except the store owners. They but everybody else looked like me.
Yep.
And that's what I was used to seeing all of my young adult life, except when I went into the cities, went into the stores and the businesses in the community. Everybody else I saw looked like me. And now I live in a community where I might step outside and I see people that don't look like me.
Exactly.
And hey, we speaking. We got love for each other.
Yes.
We can learn to do that, which the word tell us to do. Love their neighbors that do themselves. And if we can grow this democracy, this what these young people died for, if we can make sure that we use the wealth of this country for all the people, crime would dissipate.
Yep.
Down to, you'll be wondering when somebody going to meet the police. Because these young men, I saw them. I was able to live with these young men, all different races. I come from every part of this country, Tony, and they came together one. Like one. And they served with an enthusiasm that was contagious. It was contagious.
Yeah.
Because I was already excited about, just leaving it out and going into it. But got in there and I meet all these young men, man, and I'm in Augusta and then, Fort Gordon, and then I'm back in Fort Benning, and now I'm going to Vietnam with I ain't been never seen nothing like that before.
Yeah.
But I was I had a fear, but I know what dissipated the fear. all these guys had my back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't have no doubt in my military mind that I wasn't with the best.
Yeah.
Soldiers, young men.
You know, the interesting thing about that, even though I didn't go, you had that same mentality or cohesiveness on the basis.
On the basis.
On the basis.
Everywhere in the military.
Everywhere.
Why? Because I'm going to tell you what. President Truman knew he had to rebuild the U.S. military because after World War II, Korea was kind of soft. But after World War II, these good white folks, they wasn't ready to go, but they didn't want no more of that.
Right.
You know, they wasn't coming into the military like that, like they needed. Truman said, "Okay, we got a military. Yeah. We just ain't never gave it credit." And I'm still learning about some of the battles, man. Some of these brothers that was in the military back then when a general had to do what a PFC told him to do.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
What a beautiful thing this Sons of Atlanta is, brother, because it made me go into the history, and they keep inviting us into the history because what Michael was telling us that we're going to have an opportunity to actually, you know, honor some of these guys, man, that was with Sherman.
Yeah.
When he burned Atlanta down.
Yeah.
You know, so we are in a great, I mean, this project, Tony, has opened up more knowledge for me than I ever thought I would be able to about people in the community. And I'm sure that this event, an evening under the stars with the Sons of Atlanta, gonna go viral. And all them bricks. Now I want to say this. I keep saying this because people don't understand. The bricks are limited, right? They're limited.
Yep.
Now we only have 12,000 slots, so that means we only got 12,000 bricks. We got more people than that in this side of town.
Yep.
So, but this is not about just this side of town. It's about the whole city and all the opportunities that we need to bring these communities together again, to address the issues that we have allowed to stifle the growth of this democracy. I was watching Margaret Taylor Greene and them people up there in the Congress, and I wonder how did it get so low that you got sabotagers in the government.
Yeah.
Cold sabotagers. And, you know, we got to get those people out of the government and put them in the community where they can grow.
Yep.
Where they can grow. You know, I understand that some of them, they see all these opportunities opening up to people of different colors and they scare them.
Yes.
They say, Tony, I want you to tell me this, man. How many black billionaires have we made since we went? Man, God is so
really
good, man.
That is an incredible thing that is happening, and it's not just making. Because it hadn't stopped. There, you know,
it's exciting.
And the idea that kind of knowledge in our community, where those people with those talents and those abilities are able to tie into situations where they can make that kind of money. And the interesting thing about it is they're just not making the money and pocketing it. They're reinvesting into our community, which is giving other people an opportunity, maybe not to become millionaires, but become wealthy enough to live comfortably in this country.
Listen, I watch all these little rappers we got down here.
Exactly.
I love T.I., man.
Yes.
You know that, because he's Billy Bankhead.
Yeah.
You know, that's my hangout. So I go through this here and I see these brothers doing what they're doing, man. I know that the media going to try to cut them off. Man, we got to do something about this media, too, because they do anything, say anything for a rating. They got so much misinformation going on until people become confused because they won't stop to think. Why is it like this? Why is they saying this? And then where are your facts? But what we got in Atlanta, Georgia is an absolute proof of pride, man. Listen, Atlanta City Council look like Atlanta.
Yeah. Yes. Which in 1965, when we went into the military, it didn't look like that.
Atlanta.
No.
So our service, our service. See, and I want people to get this straight, man. Because I think some people, I tell these guys when they start talking about, I ask them about the benefit. Oh, I didn't go in the war.
Yes.
You was in uniform
Yes.
on a military base in this country. And the government under Joe Biden have finally confessed to the military bases being contaminated. Y'all need to line up and refile your cases. And you know what? We're going to help you. See, we ain't just set up to talk. We set up to work and to serve. We're going to help you. We're going to make sure you get your paperwork right, because, a lot of people don't understand just because you've been denied one time, or you can be denied 50 times and still go back.
Yep.
They trying to stop it. They got some writers up there in the VA right now. They're trying to stop. We watch people in the Republican Party argue against the PAC Act, argue against Camp Lejeune Justice Act.
Yeah.
Because they don't want you to be compensated for your ailments. They feel like and this is not because of you're greedy. It's because you need it.
Yes.
You earn it. We look at Emory today. They're overcharging you for medical care. I just came out here. I better be quiet. I got to go back there. I better be a little quiet because they sedate me when I go there because they cut. I better watch my mouth a little bit. Jose was my hero. So what I'm saying. I'm still unbossed and still unbought. So I'm gonna speak the truth, man. I don't know nothing else to do. But what we are up against today is our own complacency. Our own complacency. We can rebuild our communities where they was like when I was growing up in segregation. I didn't have no key to my house and wasn't nobody gonna break in it. I was in a community where every neighbor knew my mama.
Yep.
And if your neighbor knew your mama, you better be doing the right thing when you're out from the house. Because my dad used to tell me, well, you represent me.
Yep.
So don't be out there cutting up. It hurts me when I wake up every day in my hometown, two mothers are crying. One is crying because their child has been killed, and another is crying because the police is looking for their child for murder.
Yep.
We don't have to have this. We have lived without this before.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm so happy with this concerned black clergy, man. With this brother Shannon Jones, he ain't scared to speak out.
Right.
But he hang out with my pastor, Greg Fan, the preacher man. That's my pastor. But I'm just happy they're ready to stand up and deal with this issue of community violence. And we need to. And we gonna have to, because the government is not trying to deal with that. They're not trying to deal with it the way we need to deal with it. I can remember when I was a younger man, and Neil Boyd was a radio talk show host. And you know what he said that made me and stuck with me all my life? They were talking about the problems in Atlanta. He said, best way to deal with the problem in Atlanta, build a pistol and give all of them guns. And they'll kill it. They'll do it for us.
Yeah.
And I believe Neil Boyd.
Yes.
But it comes out of ignorance and lack in the community. Most of these cases are started by some petty stuff, petty hatred, jealousies, which the church needs to address in ways that these people can understand that, the Ku Klux done retired from killing black folks. They don't have to.
No.
Because if Ku Klux was killing as many of us as we are killing of each other, we would be up in outrage. We need to talk to our people, help our children, because I don't think we got no bad kids. I think we just got some misinformed kids, some misguided kids. That, listen, Tom, anybody can make a mistake. Anybody can do some wrong. But everybody got the opportunity to straighten it up. I put myself out there as a witness. You can go wrong, but you can straighten up.
Yes.
If you get the right people in your life, you can straighten up. And you know what? I will always praise Ruby Hurley, Earl Shinholster, and Jose Williams, and Andy Young.
Yeah.
You know, I got to do Andy Young, and I just go on, man, and talk about people that personally touched my life.
Yeah.
That made a difference in me coming back as a returning wounded from the Vietnam War with PTSD, and nobody understood it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't even recognized. They didn't even recognize it. It took me 14 kind of years, but with the grace of God, guess what? I wound up in Congress to be a voice for PTSD. Why? I was wounded in combat and diagnosed on the battlefield with combat fatigue. What is that?
Yeah.
So we need to share this information with this knowledge, and that's what the Sons of Atlanta is giving us an opportunity to do, to be a witness so we can have a better community, first of all. We can have a better, we don't have to have all this stuff going in our community. And when we start going into these libraries and community centers in the same spirit of service and duty that these young people gave, we're gonna straighten up the community.
Yeah.
So we're gonna address, because we got some good organizations in the community that's dealing with these things. We just need to support. I'm not a mentor, but I know 2 or 3 groups of brothers that's mentoring young men. All we gotta do is get them some help.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can widen their services, and we can get to these at-risk young men. Well, I even want to say young men. I'm going to say young people now, because the girls ain't got just as bad as the boys.
Yep.
It used to be a time when the girls wasn't like that, man. But now they gangster.
Yeah.
And they tell you they gangster too, because they call themselves names that I wouldn't have no teeth if if my daddy heard me say it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had no teeth. You know. But this is Veterans Talk. We just veterans talking to veterans about all things veterans and the community, because we are the community.
Yes.
You know, we went out and served so that we could see all this stuff happening, because we believed some kind of way that there was more to life than was in the West Side. You know, I believe more. I want to see beyond Hunter Street.
Yes.
You know, because I wanted to see something. I want to tell you what. Leroy Johnson was the first lawyer that I knew of. You know, he had his issues, but I saw Leon. I believed that I could be a lawyer. So now I got to navigate this. So I done, you know, growing up fast. I got a baby, so before I get time, as soon as I get out of high school.
Right.
But I was blessed. I was benefiting from Martin Luther King Jr.'s advocacy.
Yes.
And disturbance. They didn't want on like that in Atlanta, Georgia. They came to the high school and hired me right out of Washington High. I was promoted to the 12th grade. I got a job at the railroad.
Yeah.
And you know what? I became the youngest and the first black supervisor at Union Station.
Yeah.
That right there, you know, before I went to the wall. This was when I was in high school. And that was because of Martin Luther King Jr. and the civil rights movement trying to break through to get those kind of things happen. Now we got to make sure that grows. Dr. King had the right idea. Open the door, give us the opportunity, and we would change what we are living like.
Yes. Given the opportunity, we can show you that we can do the job.
James Brown said, I don't want you to give me nothing. Just open the door and I get it myself.
Yep.
And that's scary to these billionaires. So they ganging up on us. We might not think it is, but the billionaires gang that's coming at us. They behind the scene, they're using all these other little people puppets they're using to make sure they keep us off track. 26 states went to minimum wages, changed the minimum wage. Georgia wasn't one of them. We need mayor.
Yes.
We need a Georgia General Assembly that's going to make sure these billionaires pay their workers. Everybody in this country right now should be making no less than $65,000 a year in order to live.
Yeah, in order to exist in this community. Not just you got that's you know, it's hard to believe that would be the basic level for being able to live comfortably in this country.
To pay a rent, to have insurance, to have medical care, to take care of your kids.
Yeah.
And have a leisure time.
Yeah.
When you have a house. And when you got billionaires that got houses everywhere, and you working for them, you making them money, and they don't want to pay you, because what they done did, they done slid up in the government and bought the people that we elected.
Yep.
Let me tell you what it is. We don't see it. We see it right now.
Yep.
They done bought the people that we elected. And what they bought was sabotaging, because they want to sabotage this government because it's growing this multiracial, multicultural democracy. It's opening up opportunities for everybody, which that's what we supposed to be doing.
That's what we're supposed to. That's what we served for.
That's what we served for.
It's hard to believe that, and I'll use the term, the party of 45 is almost anti-progress, anti-American, anti-segregation,
Well, see, what they want, they just said, "You make America great again." Then I want to take it back to where only white men
exactly.
I want everybody to realize what they're saying.
Yep.
And they have shown it by putting an attack on woman's rights over her own body.
You know, they were, have for years and years, the party of minimum government. Yet look at what they've done to maintain control, to get control. They want a massive government to control everything about our lives. You know, it's like, you know, you want.
But they want to control the government. You don't have any say so in what they're doing. They want to, like Putin. If you disagree with, and you can tell Trump got the same kind of attitude. If you disagree with him or don't go his way, he will fight you to the end of time.
Yes.
I mean, with everything he can throw at you. He throwing rotten eggs, but you know what? Two sisters done broken down to the ground. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to predict this right here. It's going to be a landslide loss for that whole crew. Because Americans are tired of the drama. And especially when they see that this ain't about nothing but them being in control. That's why they don't want a democracy where the courts gotta say so, like Donald Trump throwing all this stuff in the court. He's spending millions of dollars to make the court wrong when he know he's the he's the culprit. But he got enough money to have all these folks running around behind him trying to defend him, filing frivolous motions in the court and all kind of frivolous statements. And then what has happened, because they had stacked the deck with Mitch McConnell had over the years stacked the courts, just cold stacked it with right wingers. And Trump came in and put some extremes in there. And the thing that we forget is how gangs rule, right? They rule by intimidation, terrorism, threats. That's the way they, and that's the way Donald Trump, he threatened and talk about everybody that in the court system. He didn't criticize the judges, the prosecutors, like they ain't got no sense. They ain't got no business doing what they're doing to him. But these are the same folks now that he turned on those kids in New York.
Really?
I ain't gonna forget.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna forget. We need to make sure that our people know, all people. Now this ain't a black and white situation. This is a democratic concern right now. We need to, like Malcolm said, we need to deal with this thing like the lesser of the two evils. Yeah, the Democratic Party ain't perfect. To me, they come across as weak. Because I think if the Republicans had been in charge and the Democrats were doing all the mess that Donald Trump doing, they'd have been locked up. They'd have been locked down already. But no, he has took over media. You can't get nothing out of the news unless he's on there. Nothing. You know, you can't get no local news, no national news. Every news I've seen got something to say about him. Like somebody said today, we need to start ignoring him for a minute. You know, just focus on what we got to do, because he's a major distraction. He got people. Some people so tired of him, they don't even want to look. They don't want to talk about it. They just want to get past it. But you can't get past somebody that's trying to take over your house.
Yes.
And that's what he'll do. If he take over your house, he's going to put you out. Disagree with it one time. It might make you disappear. This is veterans talk. Yes. Tony, what about the memorial, man? The bricks? Let me get off of that right now. Let me get off of that.
Yeah, we're going to focus on something that's really positive. It's really positive. And, of course, it's the Sons of Atlanta Memorial. You know, the wonderful thing about this is that the city of Atlanta has bought into this idea, which was in existence for roughly about since 2015, and now it is going to happen. You know, it's you got to believe in an idea that is positive for the community and watch it come into fruition. You know, is one of those things that we believe that this was going to happen. We dealt with it, but you know, there's a process for everything. You got to go through the procedures to make it work, and part of that was so that we got people informed. Had we not gone through all the changes that we've been going through to make this happen, a lot of people would have not known about it. But now we've got a community that is now aware of the fact that this is a major operation that's going to happen in our city, in Piedmont Park. You know, I can honestly say there's probably very few people in Atlanta that aren't aware of Piedmont Park. You know, it is the major park within the city of Atlanta and the most visited. And guess what? We're going to be a part of that. The Sons of Atlanta, these 240 plus young men who paid the ultimate price for the city that we live in and love. And now we're going to memorialize them. You know, that is major. It's not something that happenstance. It's going to happen for real. And so we are a part of that. But not just that. The city wants to recognize our organization. Yes, you know, the idea that they believe that as an organization doing a major project like this, we need to be recognized. And so we will be recognized. You know, we're doing some good stuff in this city.
A historical.
Yeah, a historical marker that marks, you know.
That's my brand, man. I'm just still trying to feel.
Really, you know. When I initially joined this, I had no idea of what I was getting involved with, but the more I got involved, the more I wanted to do it. Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, I'll say it again, divinely inspired, and so everything just appears to be falling into place. Now, being human, we wanted it yesterday. Yeah. But there is a process involved of how things are done in the universe. And so we have to allow that process to happen. There are a lot of people that hadn't heard of it. Some were against it. And now it is taking a life of its own. And as it does that, guess what? We just in for the ride.
Yeah, just in for the ride.
This is going to happen. You know, it's not often that. And I consider ourselves average citizens. We're average citizens, served in the military, but got an idea for something that we believed in and visualize it. You know, there's a lot of energy in when you can visualize an event, a happening, and as your visual develops, all of a sudden things just start to fall into place. You know, we were all over the city trying to find a location for this memorial. You know, we were, Fort McPherson, but thank goodness Tyler Perry, he stepped in, and that was good. But then when we found out and somebody suggested Piedmont Park, we're like, okay, we presented it to Piedmont and they bought into it. It's like
they wanted it.
They wanted it to the point to where if we didn't do it, it's a very good possibility that the Piedmont Park Conservancy would have done this.
Yes.
And so, but we are going to, we got our hand, this is our baby.
This is our baby.
And we're slowly nursing it along.
And Tony, what made me feel so good that Michael, our point man, our point man for the city, just said recently that the city of Atlanta is about to issue the RFP, request for proposals, to vendors.
Yes.
Now, a vendor is a person, a contractor. Now, I'm gonna say this here, and I keep saying this. I'm hoping and praying that C.D. Moody and Robert Fowler them get this contract because they have been right there with us, helping us develop, listening at us. Like one guy told us in the government, you ain't even got a vision.
And we didn't.
We did not. But we had the vision.
We had the mental vision.
We had the mental vision, and we knew what we were looking for.
Exactly.
And when they produced it, we kept saying this, let's go with it.
Yep.
And it went through Park Conservatory, Park and Recreation, the City of Atlanta, the National Park Service.
Yes.
And they say, green light.
Yes.
We're looking for that RFP to be issued at the end of this month. And that means that within the next 60 days, we'll have a contract. Now, that will put us in May. So in May, we know we're not going to have a memorial, but you're going to have an opportunity to be with us. Evening under the stars, these stars that we're talking about is blossoming in our community because, see, we're doing more than just a memorial in the park, Tony. We're going into the community centers and the libraries in the city and make sure that every community, unique to itself, get the resources and the assistance that they need because the resources are already there.
Yep.
Government is spending millions with the pimps. Okay. Okay, I get back from that.
Yeah.
I know. But we got the resources. What we finna do is make sure they get in the place where they need to be so that people can get the help and opportunities that we know is in America.
Yeah.
We know it's in.
That's like a second level of the memorial getting a life of its own. It's just, it's going to be wonderful to have that memorial, but we're also looking for benefits for those veterans' families, those young men who are, I don't know what I'm going to do when I graduate. Here's an opportunity for you to find out what it's like in military because we'll be there to be able to show them, to be able to present to them some options that they may not have had.
And then bring the military back into the community too. So the military can, we got some good recruiters out there now, but they're not coming out in the community to activities. So we're going to have some of them at this activity.
Right, yeah.
Make them come.
Yeah.
See, because they need to talk to the veterans so that they know that we still got young people in our community, especially in these ROTC units in these high schools, that still got a heart to service.
Yeah.
They just need the right information so they can make a good career out of this military. Because there's some good careers in the military.
It wouldn't be as large as it is unless there were people who recognize the advantage of military service.
Listen, man. You got the secretary of the whole store look like me. Look at me, look like me.
Yeah.
When you start looking at what the military has done for this country, it's remarkable.
It is.
It's
and
remarkable.
We lived through it.
We was a part of it.
Yeah, we were a part of it. Because when we walked in it, they didn't look like us.
They didn't look like us. Matter of fact, they weren't even dealing with us. They didn't even, listen, we couldn't even go sit at the counter with them.
That's it.
Look what that God has done for us.
Really.
Look what that God has done for us. He has placed us in a predicament to be here, standing here talking as sons of Atlanta.
Yes.
doing stuff that I had never imagined.
Yes, yes.
I ain't never imagined having this much fun.
And it is fun. It is fun, especially when we look back at the accomplishments that we've made. The accomplishments that we've been a part of, because a lot of them we didn't make, but we were there pushing the idea and feeding them with information so that those who could and did make the decisions made the correct decisions for our community.
So see, Tony, you need to tell them about that. This Fulton County finna do another $1 million in the name of what? Veteran Service Program.
Yes.
Man, you know, bro, go ahead and tell them.
And that's the wonderful part about it, is that Fulton County is now about to present an opportunity for those businesses and corporations within the city of Atlanta that are doing things to benefit veterans and their family. Here's an opportunity for them to bid for contracts or for the funds necessary for them to do those things. It's a wonderful opportunity, but the other thing that we also need to be doing is getting the word out about this, because there are a lot of good organizations that are doing good things in the community, but aren't getting the funds that they need and deserve to do the things that they're doing.
See, that's what's going to be so exciting about us going into the community centers, getting that information out there. That's going to be our main stuff, getting information, because there's so much resources available. Because we been sitting in meetings, in government meetings, they talking about $25 million for homelessness. And we see people still on the bridge. We got to get away from that. But this mayor, our homeboy, Sons of Atlanta, this one, Andre, I love you, brother, for what you're doing. You're doing it. You're doing it, man. And we just love to see what you're doing, and you're doing it. And I'm just proud to be a Son of Atlanta.
When I see him, I think about Maynard. It's like
he got the spirit of Maynard.
He's got the spirit of Maynard because he's focused on the city.
But look who you hang with. You hang with Shirley. That's my mayor, man. That's my mayor. She always be my mayor because she's come to our meetings. She's mayor. So we ain't just new at this. We true at this. We've been going for it for a while, and it's been so rewarding, man. When we have Al Marvin Adams Jr. come on the show. Julian Bond come on the show. Next week we're gonna probably have Antonio Lewis. He need to come on here. He's over this district, and you know we can talk to him like
it's
because they're doing good work. In the community.
You know, you mentioned Shirley Franklin. You watch the news. She's not out in front, but she's there. You see her in the background, which means, you know, she's influencing. She's doing the things that she does best. That's what she does best. She knows her talent and she knows her skills, and she's right there encouraging those people who she doesn't want to be out front. She doesn't want to be out front. She just wants to make sure that the things are done.
And one of the most humble people I ever met. She's so humble, man. You know, it's amazing, man. We got, and that's what we need to do. We talking about the sons of Atlanta, but man, we have some major daughters of Atlanta. Sisters, I say. You know, because I got 4 sisters that was amazing. I got one now, man. Where all my sisters was amazing, but my oldest living sister right now, Lucille, is amazing. You know, on my birthday, I just had turned 77, man, and she cooked for me. and then got my other sister over there, so it wasn't nobody but me and them. You know, we just sit back there, and they went back to my childhood. They said, well, we were with you when you were 7. Now you're 77. So we still young.
Really.
You know, and that's the family stuff that we need to get back in the community where we. You know, I was one story in the news lately. It really broke my heart. Where this little girl, a cousin burned her, throw grease on her. You know, and the court acquitted him because they said it was an accident. Well, you know, the best lawyers win. You know, but I can't think of how an accident when this little girl was burnt the way she was burnt. You know, but anyway, we need to get back into the communities where I can get Greg Fan to start preaching to folks. 'Cause see, that's my pastor.
Yeah.
Listen, Greg preached. I remember one time we was down in City Hall, and you was there.
Yeah.
Greg, everybody was talking about it. Greg said, if y'all don't put the Lord in it, y'all ain't doing nothing. You ain't going nowhere. So Greg is not going to let us get far from the truth.
Yeah.
So that's why they call him Greg Fan, the preacher man.
Yep.
And he over there with Shannon Jones. I know, I watched that show, man.
Yeah.
And they got a good show. And we're going to go on this show. We have to go
Yep.
on that show because we got to start talking about the program. And I'm going to tell you, so all them churches in Fulton and concerned black clergy, we finna come talk to you.
Yeah.
People, we're going to be hearing from me and Tony because now it's time for y'all to get involved.
Yeah.
You know, we got this thing to a point where you need to be telling some of them surviving spouses in your conjugation, some of these veterans that are not getting their benefits, to file again.
Or sitting in those congregations listening to you every Sunday, and of course Wednesday night and Wednesday prayer. But here's an opportunity for them to benefit financially.
Yes.
And guess what they're going to do with that money when they get it? They're going to increase their tithes to you.
I told them to show me your veteran, I'll show you how to increase your
Yeah,
tithe.
exactly.
So we need your pastors because see, one of the things that the PAC Act did, now you know this, they made hypertension a disability.
Yes.
Now I don't need to say nothing else.
No, you don't.
I know they need to be lined up because everybody I know got hypertension because of food we eat and stuff we done did.
Yep.
But there are a lot of the disabilities on that PAC Act that's really in our community right now, Tony. Especially, we did our first Camp Lejeune case, and we were waiting to see what they did because you know we put it in there. We know we're gonna win it because we put it in there right. This will open up this thing that they're doing to veterans now with Camp Lejeune, and they're doing it period to a lot of veterans. You got people out there charging veterans to do their claims.
Yeah.
And not doing it right. That's the other part about it.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't got no problem with somebody charging a reasonable fee for what they do, but if you're gonna charge them, do it right and don't overcharge them.
Yeah.
You know what we got to see. We don't. Our organization, we don't do that. We don't charge. Them, we don't charge nothing to help veterans do that stuff because we're a 501c19 IRS tax exempt organization. We raise money. People make donations to us. We raise money to keep the thing going. So we're not out there trying to get money for ourselves. I'm 100% service connected disabled. So I'm not out there. We're not out there during the time Tony retired. So we're not out there. We are out there for the benefit of our community.
Yes.
That's why we're out there. We want to make sure that our community get the benefits of our service.
Yes, that's it.
And I did it for my mom and my sister, and now my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. I want them to have all these opportunities, man. I want them to be able to enjoy all the benefits of America, and we got a lot of them, man. We see if the billionaires would stop being so selfish. This guy that run Walmart could be paying everybody to work for him $45 an hour, but he won't do it, and it wouldn't hurt him at all. We need to make sure that we are getting people in government, and we're getting people with the backbone to understand that what Dr. King showed us. If you stop cooperating with them, they'll change.
Immediately.
They'll change. I tell you this right here. If everybody in Atlanta that worked, that got a job, went on sick leave for 3 days, it'll change the way the boss look at them.
Exactly. Yes.
Tell them I want more money. I need more money for my work. You know, because I know the people that own in these corporations are billionaires. They sitting back, they got a bunch of McDonald's or Wendy's, and they want to pay the folks, man. So the Sons of Atlanta coming at you. I'm going to put it like that.
We're bringing to light a lot of things. You know, yes, this memorial will be built, but we aren't going to disappear once the memorial is built. We are here for veterans.
We're here for
veterans. Our big prize, of course, is that memorial in Piedmont Park. But beyond that, now we're going to really impact the city because we're going to do things to put money in the pockets.
Money in the pocket. Let me say this, Tony. Now, our organization, have always, since the start of it, been about putting benefits in veterans' households.
Mm-hmm.
We have got more claims through the VA than any one organization in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 1118. And before then, it was like 883. The IRS messed up and we had to change the number. But we came here to do that, to make sure that veterans and their families. See, a lot of times, I'm working on a case right now, Tony, that's breaking my heart because of the rules that exclude these kids from getting the benefits of their father. This young man was a 100% service-connected disabled veteran, but he was only in his disability grid since 2018. But he got these 3 kids that he was taking care of. They was his kids. He got killed. And the rules of the military is that your surviving spouse can only get your benefits if you die from a service-related ailment or that you've been disabled 10 years or more. Now, there's got to be some laws that can be changed to make sure children are not left out of that.
Exactly.
You know, so we're going to be talking to some of the congressmen about that case because I know and I realize and I've learned that laws can be changed.
Yes.
That laws can be changed. And you know what? I'm so glad that we have been a part of changing laws, Tom.
Yep.
You know, what we've been doing here is changing laws, helping people to understand. We got Fulton County to change laws.
Yes.
And put some money
and put some money and provided funds for the city so that the city, not just the veterans, but the city will benefit it. That $1 million, you know, it ain't going in their pocket if they are. It is going to be spent.
It's going to be spent. Cause let me say this: when the program that we had in the 5th district,
yes.
Tony, they spent money in the neighborhood to buy food.
Yes.
And you know to do different stuff. So that money impacts.
Yes.
Everybody.
It goes back into the community from which it came.
And then you know what our our commissioner said right here. He gonna try to get more.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to make sure that veterans understand he's gonna be trying to get the money. We're gonna try to put it in the hands of the people that are gonna do the most with it. So we watching those.
Okay.
And you know what? It's so good to be at the table, Tony.
It is.
You know, to be there and you know, well, you can see a lot of stuff, man. But then you know what? You know, God said, "Be not anxious about anything." You know, He got us.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say this right here. He's been with us in ways that.
Oh yes.
We done talked with just about everybody on City Council.
Yep.
Everybody on Fulton County Commission, and we got one listener at a time. Mary Norwood is definitely there for veterans.
Yes.
And she got to come to the show too, right? She got to get her down. I'm gonna tell her too. You know, I know. You got a little rocky there, but you come on down and because we know where your heart is.
Yes.
And we want everybody in the community to know where your heart is. So we want you to come on down and be on the show. Yeah,
we want to focus on the great things that not good things, but the great things that she's doing.
Yeah,
she is a supporter.
Yeah, she's a supporter.
Yes.
And don't have no problem with it doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so these are the kind of people we want in our government.
Yeah.
You know, because if they got that kind of heart for veterans, that means they got that kind of heart for the community. We are the community.
Yes.
You know, and I'm gonna get this out.
Yeah.
Major Moses, Amos Moses, was dealing with another case in the Cobb County where a veteran died in Cobb County jail that was ill. He had mental problems, and they didn't deal with him right. So we want Amos to know we with you, brother. I'm gonna call you when I get out of the show. I'm gonna get you over here so you can let people know that what you're doing in the Cobb County, we support.
Yeah,
we're 100% down with you. Yeah. So, because I know where your heart is. Yeah, remember when you first got out of the military, you trying to talk about the races in there, and me and him both got put in the office. But you know, you when you are an advocate, when you got your heart for God and the people, it's okay. You know, you can stand getting. Leave the office, you know, it ain't gonna hurt you. You come back again, and I'll go over there when I want to. So we just got to keep on trying to close.
Yes, yeah. So we want you to join us here every Saturday from 4 to 5. Follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and be here and share us on Facebook. Thank you. But be here on Saturday. Listen to those things, and not just that. You're invited to come on the show and talk about it. If you can't, call in. But we want you to be a part of this community that we love and want to share with our community. So until next Saturday, 4 o'clock, we'll see you then. Salute.